But this one, this girl was smiling. That's kind of evil a little bit. Now, if I could describe how I spend most of my days, first of all, I do some work. I watch dermatology videos, thank you Dr. Pimple Popper, and I can spend hours looking at memes. Now, there's some pretty brutal memes out there right now, and with the real estate stuff, I saw some that really make me crack up, so I'm gonna go ahead and share some of those with you right now, and we can probably even learn a little something about real estate with it too. It says, when the listing agent is present for showing and your buyer shows too much excitement, he's in there covering the mouth. Yeah, one thing for sure, if the listing agent is there, first of all, that makes me crazy because they're sitting there listening. Now you have to realize when you're looking at a house, there are two sides to the battle here. The listing agent works only for the people who are selling the house, and the buyer's agent is only working for the person who's looking to buy the house. So you don't want to share any extra information with it. If you love the place, you might want to temper that a little bit. So when it comes time to negotiations, the listing agent is like, oh, they love this one, it's their only choice. And also, you might want to realize that when you're looking at a house, a lot of times you're being recorded. Now they have to put a notice in there that they're recording, and they're only supposed to be doing video, but you know with how many recording devices that are out there, the doorbells, you know, all of the Ring stuff that's going on around the house, you're probably being recorded on something, so be really, really careful what you say when you're in a house and looking at it. Okay, let's look at this one. Oh, come on. Our real estate market is on fire. Now, I think that one's called Disaster Girl, if I remember correctly. But this one, this girl was smiling. That's kind of evil a little bit. But yeah, you'll want to know that if you do get into contract on a house, and God forbid the thing gets caught on fire, there's some natural disaster that happens to it. There actually is something that you can do with that. In paragraph 14, what we call the TREC, the Texas Real Estate Commission 1-to-4 family residential contract, and paragraph 14 of that one, it says if there's something that goes drastically wrong with a house, a fire, an earthquake, something like that, the sellers have to put it back to the condition that it was when you put an offer on it. So get this, if the house burns, and there's a fire in it, they have until closing date to do it. If they can't do it then, they get all of 15 days after that to extend out to get it back to condition. This one, I'm gonna say it's probably not getting back there. So if this was your house, it'd probably be gone. If that was your daughter, you might want to look at some counseling. Okay, here we have one. One does not simply write offers based on zestimates. That's Sean Bean, right? Sean Bean, right? From Lord of the Rings. But this one, oh my goodness, Zillow makes me crazy for two things. First of all, when my clients are out there and they're looking for houses, you know, I'll send them a list of things that they want. But sometimes if people want to look on other search engines, that's no problem at all. Feel free to do that. But Zillow is always behind. I had one, we had been looking for a couple of weeks, and the last one they said, we're going to look at these last couple of houses and we're making a decision today. They sent me 8 listings to go look at. That's not a problem. We can look at 8 listings. 4 of them, they got these from Zillow. 4 of them were already under contract. But it's beneficial for the company to go ahead and have as many on the site as possible. That way it runs traffic through. I completely understand that. And the other one is the Zestimate, the estimate of value. It is always high. So people, please, if you're looking for the value of your home, don't go to Zillow. Just send me a text. Just put your address on there. I'll run a real comp for you. The only things that count when you're looking at a comp is what happened in your neighborhood, what sold in the last 6 months. Anything else doesn't matter. Let's go on to the next one. You mean to tell me a buyer's agent won't cost me anything? I can't remember this one's called, skeptical or whatever. Anyway, yeah, if you might not know this if you haven't bought a house before, but when you work with a realtor to help you find a home, it doesn't cost you a penny. When it does cost you is when you sell your house. Normally when you list it costs about 6%. There's no standard, but that's, you know, a lot of time what happens, about 6%, 3% goes to the person, the buyer's agent, 3% goes to the listing agent, so the person who does all the marketing and all that. So just know when you're using a buyer's agent, if you're getting in the market, you're not sure when you're gonna do that, just go ahead and give a holler to your realtor that you know. If you don't know anybody here in North Texas, give me a holler. I'll give you some advice. I'll show you the right people to talk to. But geez, yeah, it won't cost you anything for that one. Look at 47 listings. We want to make an offer on the first place we saw 6 months ago. Well, you know what? This happens, and when you're working with buyers as a real estate agent, it's not surprising. You know, people want to make sure that they feel comfortable with the house we're moving into. This is a big, big decision. We have one that's executed right now. We're under contract. We'll be closing here in the next few weeks. But we looked at a whole bunch of houses over a few weeks, and yeah, we put an offer on the first one we looked at. You know, what are you gonna do? Ooh, you have Austin Powers here. You have a for sale by owner in the front yard. I too like to live dangerously. Well, I saw a thing, an article not too long ago that I think it said something like only 6% of people are trying to sell their house by owner now. Most people use an agent, and a vast majority of those people that end up putting it on for sale by owner, you mostly just don't want to pay the extra fees. I completely understand that. I want to keep as much money in my pocket as I can, though I think it was something like, I have to look at the article again, but it was something like 24% more you get for your house when you use a realtor, especially in the net proceeds at the end. When I fill out a contract, I know all the buttons to hit to make sure that we get the results that you want. If you haven't gone through it every day, you may not know exactly how to fill that out, but almost always you're gonna get more than the 6% more than what you would get if you tried to list it on your own. Imagine going to court and saying, I'm gonna represent myself because I'm a pretty smart guy. You wouldn't wanna do it, and you certainly don't wanna do it in real estate either. That moment when both husband and wife finally agree on the same home, it's a big decision, like we said before. There's a lot of times we had one, actually maybe the same couple I was just talking about. We found a couple of places that there was like an arm wrestling match when we got to the place because the husband loved one, the wife loved another. They had different sets of what they want to do. Now just know there's no perfect home, but there are some homes that are going to be really good and really good for your family. Well, that was a whole bunch of fun, and if you liked any of those, feel free to comment down below. Something you want to know about, something I touched on a little bit. Hey, send a comment down below. If you like what you see, hey, hit that subscribe button. It's up there on the screen right now. I'd be happy to obviously help you out with anything I can do with that, because I'm your guy on the inside. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.